All right, here's just an example of a point of order and basically some rules. So it's a learning lesson, but I find it as amusing as hell. It's a little tongue in cheek, but there's a lesson behind it of decorum and everything like that, and what she's saying. So it's with a backdrop of the animosity of each party amongst each other. A little tongue in cheek, though. But also we have the NDP motion to call an inquiry and remove Honorable David Johnston from the position. And check this out and
The table will
enjoy.
now compile the results of the vote.
Yeas pour 174, 174. Nays contre 150, 150.
Je déclare la motion
I declare the motion carried.
Safe Space Cafe. News, music, and comedy.
Don't want to see get put NDP and the Bloc clearly are demonstrating that they want to be part of.
The Procedure and House Affairs Committee has been very busy, so I also have the honour to present in both official languages 3 other reports from the state.
I believe a point of order from the honourable member from Mégantic-Lérable.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, je pense que vous avez constaté.
I think you saw yourself, Mr. Speaker, that the member is wearing a T-shirt with very clear connotations. It's inappropriate in the House to promote any cause. It's not a scarf. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to get your opinion on this.
There's the T-shirts, but it's things that say something on it. It's the writing on them. And I know the honourable member is wearing something from Easter Seals. So I will let her complete her statement, her report. But I will remind all members, to be more judicious in what we're wearing in the chamber. The honourable member for Waterloo.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not surprised that it would be a Conservative member who'd be concerned with people living with disabilities or telling a woman what to...
Order. The point of order from the honourable Deputy de Mégantic-Lérable.
The honourable member from Mégantic-Lérable. Mr. Speaker, it is not the writing on the member's T-shirt that is the problem. It's the T-shirt. It's the fact that it's not appropriate in this House to wear a T-shirt when you rise to speak. Just like a man cannot rise and speak without wearing a tie. There's a certain respect that we need to have for this House. And I do not at all appreciate what my colleague just said regarding a simple rule here in the House having to do with the style of dress and the rules we all follow to respect decorum.
On this one, quelques interventions sur ça. So je vais aller avec les leaders en chambre. L'honorable député de la Prairie.
The honourable member for La Prairie. Mr. Speaker, in the Bloc Québécois, I think that indeed the Speaker should ask for the clear rules to be respected. We need to respect the rules.
Parliamentary Secretary to the Government House Leader.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think that you made the right call when you'd indicated some discretion, much like earlier today, the Speaker in calling for a vote where a private member had stood up not wearing a tie, and the member was still allowed to ensure that that vote would still be counted.
Your ruling was clear. There is discretion in this House. All members abide by it. I don't see how anyone could object to accessibility and inclusion in the House of Commons.
And I believe the honourable member for New Brunswick Southwest.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think your ruling was judicious, but unfortunately, this member couldn't leave well enough alone and decided to take a shot on this side. That is the problem. And because of that, I actually think you should now enforce the law, enforce the rules of this place, which is you do not make statements in this House when you're not appropriately addressed. There would be problems from this side if I came in and wore Alberta, I love Alberta oil, I support agriculture, so I think this member should not be permitted to finish because she did not respect your ruling, which was to continue. She had to take a gratuitous shot at the opposition for trying to work with the system and uphold the rules of this place, which we should all be trying to do.
I believe the member for Timmins James Bay.
Speaker, I was wondering whether you would have raised a question about a T-shirt, but you didn't, and the opposition didn't, so that was understood that this was going to happen. Then I'm not sure whether we're dealing with our colleagues on the Conservative side being special snowflakes and feeling hurt and now wanting to shut down a voice. My question, Speaker, is the color red. I was actually very concerned. I thought that might be a kind of a liberal color, and since some of the Conservatives are wearing red too, should we rule on color today, or was it the fact that it's a positive message of inclusion, or are we concerned that the Conservatives are feeling hurt once again?
Again, the rule is more about slogans. It's about props. It's they all fit sort of in the same group of rules. And if everyone would like to indulge me, I'd be more than happy to read some of the rule, and then we'll go back to. So I'll read it. Rules of Order and Decorum 611, page, Chapter 13. While the standing orders do not prescribe a dress code for members participating in debate, speakers have ruled that all members desiring to be recognized to speak at any point during the proceedings of the House must be wearing contemporary business attire. Current practice requires that male members wear jackets, shirts, and ties. Clerical collars have been allowed, although ascots, turtlenecks have been ruled inappropriate for male members participating in debate. The chair stated that wearing a kilt is permissible on certain occasions, for example, Robbie Burns Day. Members of the House who are armed forces have been permitted to wear uniforms in the House, although there is no notation on the effect in the journals or in the debates. A new elected member introduced in the House in 2005 wore a traditional Métis dress on that occasion without objection from the chair. So in circumstances, usually for medical reasons, the chair has allowed a relaxation of dress standards permitted, for example, a member whose arm was in a cast to wear a sweater or in the House instead of a jacket. The other point that I want to make on this one, when I said about slogans and or props, speakers have consistently ruled that visual displays or demonstrations of any kind used by members to illustrate their remarks or emphasize their position are out of order. Similarly, props of any kind have always been found to be unacceptable in the chamber. Members may hold notes in their hands, and they've been interrupted or reprimanded by Speaker if they use papers, documents, or other objects to illustrate their remarks. So the point that I'm trying to make here is simply we need to be judicious in what we are wearing. I am going to continue to allow it, but I would caution the member on sort of the retort back. I think that's what caused this afternoon already. So I will recognize the honourable member for Waterloo, and let's get the reports from committees done up, and let's just be judicious. Let's be judicious in the future on the wearing of T-shirts with slogans in the House. Thank you very much. The honourable member for Waterloo.
The opposition.
The Prime Minister
investigate allegations. It is